So good morning. Sunday, wide-legged child's pose. Use any props that you'd like to take you into this pose. Move into spaces that are, safe and comfortable. And yet, challenge yourself, of course. But for your first few moments in child's pose, your arms can be outstretched. You can have them make a little pillow for your head, by your side, underneath your legs. Even on blocks is always a nice way as well. So go ahead and push your hips back to your heels and soften your belly and just relax your neck and shoulders and just let go. Let your body completely melt into this pose. And start to deepen the breath and keep it slow, keep it sweet, keep it smooth. When you come into your practice, just settle into your mat, settle into your breathing, and then take your thoughts off of any anticipation. So, not to think about what may be coming, because we don't really know. What happened is over, and right now is the present moment. So no anticipation, no judgment. And of course, always let your body be the guide. And so if your arms are not outstretched, go ahead and bring them out. You can keep them in a soft bent position. Nothing crazy, right? Just enter. And then bring your palms together. And then bring the hands behind the nape of the neck. Breathe in and across the spaces of your back. Side to side and up and down. Fill up completely, top to bottom, side to side. Hold on to your arms behind your head as you maneuver yourself to sit on your heels. And of course, if you need to put yourself on a block, that's fine. So sit up with your arms behind your head, elbows pointing towards the front, or some of you will point them towards the sky. Inhale, rise up onto your knees, tuck your toes or not. Take your hands from behind your head, interlace them, and then stretch them up into the sky. Biceps by the ears, reach out of your waistline. Inhale, lean up and over to the right side, shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, back to your center. Exhale, lift up and over to the left side. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, have a seat on your heels. Extend your arms in front of you. And then pull your back away from your center. So drop your belly to your spine like you got punched in the stomach. Inhale, reach up and overhead. Release the arms down by your side. Bring your knees a little bit closer. Good. Inhale, interlace your fingers, the other finger on top. Bring your arms up as you come up onto your shins again. Inhale, lift up and over to the right side one more time. Again, the toes can be tucked under for more stability. Exhale, inhale back to center, up and over to the left side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, arms forward as you sit on your heels, and then pull your belly in and round your back. Inhale, sit up and release your hands. And this time, take your left hand outside your right thigh, right arm behind you. Inhale, rise up, arms up. Exhale, right arm outside left thigh, left arm behind you. Inhale, arms up. Let's do that again. Left arm outside right thigh, right arm behind you. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Walk your hands forward. Inhale, curl up to a cat pose. Chin to chest. Head down. Exhale, tuck your toes. Lift your heart. Inhale again to a cow. And then exhale, find your downward facing dog. Hips up in the air. Bend one knee, then the other in your downward facing dog. And then find stillness for a few breaths. Inhale, release your knees to the floor. Sit back into child's pose, toes tucked or not, your choice. Inhale, round your back into a cat. This exhale is going to take you into your downward facing dog. Inhale, release your knees, sit into your child's pose, toes tucked or not. It's just economy if you keep the toes tucked. Exhale, round and curl your spine. Inhale, send it into a downward facing dog. And one more time, lower the knees, sit on your heels, child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest. Inhale, extend it to downward facing dog. In your down dog, bring your feet closer together. Rise high up on your tippy toes and float your right leg in the air. Bend the knee, open kick. Drop your left heel towards the floor, but keep your shoulders facing the floor as well. Inhale, release your right foot. Exhale, lift your left leg up. Open it up, kick and bend and kick, or kick and bend, or bend and snap, whatever. Left shoulder towards the right, towards the floor. Exhale, bring it down, shift forward to a plank. Inhale in your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float your right leg up, open the knee, open the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left leg up, open hip. Bend the knee and release it down. Inhale, shoot to plank pose. Exhale, hips in the air, downward dog. Inhale, right leg up, open kick. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left leg up, open kick. Exhale, bring it down, shoot forward to your high plank. From high plank, lower your knees to the floor, lower your belly to the floor. Bring your arms down by your sides, palms face in, top of the foot shin down. Keep the crown of your head long, pull your belly button to your spine, push through your pubic bone, and reach back with your arms, stretching as far back as you can. Inhale, and exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift your chest, pull your collarbones forward. Now lift just your knees off the floor, but keep the tops of your feet down. Keep looking at a spot in front of your mat or towards the front of your space. One more breath here. Exhale, lower down, turn either cheek, release your arms by your side. Drape your shoulders apart. Inhale, return to center, lift your chest and head. Interlace your fingers, the other finger on top. Exhale, lift a little higher. Keep the lower body down, but lift the upper body. Lift your knees up and press into the tops of your feet so you have some support. Inhale. Good. Exhale, lower down, right ear towards the mat, toes turn in, shoulders drop down. Inhale, return your hands by your chest, lift your chest. Exhale, push to your heels, tuck your toes, lift your hips in the air, downward facing dog. Walk your dog side to side. And then walk your hands back to your feet, back of your mat, forward fold. Bend both knees, take two fists in between your feet so you have the approximate width of your hips. And then let your head come down, shift your weight forward so the hips come over the heels. And then once again, bring your arms out in front of you, palms together. Bring the arms so that the palms are at the nape of the neck, elbows squeeze forward. Round your spine and start to roll up through your spine slowly. As you come up, the arms will lift towards the sky, supporting your head with your hands. Good. Inhale, interlace your fingers, lift the arms up overhead, lift up and over to the right side, exhale. Inhale back to center, exhale up and over to the left side. Inhale back to center, lift your heart. Exhale, soften and open the arms and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk your your hands forward. Keep your weight in your feet and find yourself into a downward facing dog. Bring your feet closer together. Inhale, float your right leg up, open the hip. Bend and kick a couple times again. And then exhale, right knee, right tricep. Lift the knee up, square the shoulders, hips, and then step your right foot in between your two hands. Hands on the floor or the blocks on either side of your right leg. Good. Bring it, the knee is fine on the floor if that's something that you would like to go to today. Hug your hips in towards the midline. And then go ahead and place your hands on top of your thighs. Lift your chest up and bend your back knee. So your shoulders are over the hips, back knee is bent, and place your hands on your thigh and just go to that point where the hips and the thigh meet and just press down the skin. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. All right, release the arms, take them overhead. Interlace your fingers, palms up. Lean up and over to the right side. Hug your right hip towards the center. Good. Now turn your torso to the right. Lengthen it and then open the arms into water wheel, thumbs up. Hug your right hip into the midline. Back leg can stay bent, or you can begin to extend it if it feels okay for you. Inhale, reach in two directions. Exhale, hinge forward. Left hand on the floor or block. Right arm comes up. Hug your hips into the midline. Lift your belly up and away from your thighs. Press firmly into your big toe. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, take your right hand down to the floor. Step your back foot in 1 or 2 inches closer and straighten both legs. Use your blocks on any height. Pull the right hip back and the left hip forward. Of course, the knee can be bent, but you can also bring the floor closer to you by pushing your blocks a little higher. Choose. Remember, no judgment. Breathe in, breathe out. No anticipation. Press firmly into your right big toe so the hips will come a little bit more level. One more breath. Exhale, bend your front knee, send your left leg back into the low lunge. Place your hands to the floor and step back with your right leg in the air. Once again, open the hip. Release the foot to the floor, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your feet together, then float your left leg up and open. Bend the knee a couple times. Work at keeping the shoulders square. And then keeping the knee bent, turn your hips forward. Left knee, left tricep. Look between your hands and step your left foot there. Place your hands on the floor or the blocks. Breathe in, breathe out. So drop the right hip down, broaden your collarbones up. Press firmly into your left foot and place your hands on your thighs as you come up, bend the back leg. Good. And you can keep it bent the whole time, your choice. Inhale, release your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers, think about the other side on top. And lean up and over to the left side. Nice long stretch to the right side of the body. And again, you can start to straighten the back leg or keep it bent. What is, more satisfying for you in your practice today? And then rotate your torso to the left, open the arms, and keep all that length with you. Choose to have the back leg where you need it to be. Thumbs up, reach forward like you're slicing through air. Inhale. Exhale, lift and lengthen your right arm forward, torso forward. Right hand comes down on the floor blocks. Stack your shoulders, back leg can be firm on the floor or bent. But lift your belly away from your thigh. So make sure you're not collapsing onto your left thigh. Left big toe presses firmly into the floor. One more breath. Exhale, release your left hand. Step your right foot forward and straighten your left leg. And just adjust your hips. So you may not be able to see yourself, you might not have a mirror, you might not be able to see the camera. So just think about dropping the left hip back and level, and the right hip down and level. So the left big toe is going to need to touch the floor and press firmly. Lengthen your spine, inhale. And on this exhaling breath, Look forward this time. Bend your knees and step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press down to rise up. Excuse me, arms come overhead. And bring your hands to your heart center. So you should be at the top of your mat. Feet close or separated. How do you stand? Where do you stand? Why do you stand? Release your arms. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, forward fold hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step high to low plank or go to your belly or skip it all and meet me in downward facing dog. And lift. The hips come high and stay. Inhale, high on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Take yourself back to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step to high plank, pause or take chaturanga. Take more chaturangas. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale, float your right leg up, bend the kick. Exhale, knee to tricep and send it right through to the center. Left hand's gonna stay on the floor, right arm's gonna come up. Open up your torso. And then we're gonna keep our legs wide. Right hand comes down to the floor. Straighten your right leg. So we did it in a shorter stance a few moments ago. We're in a wider stance. And again, you can bring the blocks back. And then lengthen your spine. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. And then think about leveling. You have to also lift the right hip up a little bit so you level out the pelvis. Take your block on its highest height outside the calf. Turn your back foot on its side. So the back leg is straight. The pinky toe presses down as does the big toe. Take your left arm and draw it up your body as you open into a triangle pose. Lift the right side of your torso and hip in. Breathe in, breathe out. I don't know what this song is. Lift all the way up and in. Good. Take the block in your right hand if you have a block and rise up to standing. Turn your right toes in so both toes are facing the long side of your mat. Take the block in your left hand, open your arms to a T. Turn your left toes to the left. Drop the right hip towards the front of your mat. Reach out through your left side and place the block on the outside of the left shin. Right arm up, tailbone underneath you, triangle pose. Both legs are straight, not locked, but straight. And then imagine that your back is against a wall so that you've got to bring the shoulders on top of each other. Tailbone is underneath you. One more breath. Look down, inhale, rise up, bring the block with you again. Take your feet and turn them to the long side of your mat. Take the right leg back out, reach the arms out. Hinge forward, right hand down, left arm up, triangle pose. And just notice the difference coming into it from standing as we did on the floor. Good, take your left arm over your head. Find a really nice length on the left side. Exhale, look down, left hand's gonna spin all the way down and around. Step back, high to low plank, or meet in down dog. Downward facing dog. If you have only one block, switch it to the left side. Inhale, bring your left leg up, open bend. Exhale, bring the knee to the tricep, and then bring it through the center. Step it on through. Right hand stays on the floor, left arm opens up, twist. So lift your belly away from your thigh, use your blocks if that's needed, bend the knee if you like. Even put it on the floor. Good. Inhale, lower your left hand. Straighten your left leg. Take your block on its highest height. Turn your right foot on its side in highest height. Have it back by your calf, not by your toes. Draw your right arm up and open up to the side of your room. Right arm up, left arm down. Tailbone's underneath you. Lift out of your waistline and pull your knees up, not back. So again, the knees are lifted, engage the quadricep, but not hyperextending through the knees. One more breath. Find a little bit more length. Look down. Take the block in your left hand. Rise up. Turn both feet towards the long side of your mat. Inhale, open your arms out, shoulder height. Turn your right toes to the right. So the left toes are kind of in the right place, but maybe turn them in a little bit. Move your hips to the left, move your torso to the right. Right hand rests on top of the block on the outside of the right thigh or shin. And if you don't have a block at home, get one. That's all I can say. But you can put your hand anywhere but your knee. Tuck your tailbone underneath you, lift and find that length through both sides of the body. Look down at your right toes, take the block in your right hand, rise up. Turn both feet towards the long edge of the mat. Open your arms up, turn your left toes forward. Exhale, hinge forward. Take the block down, and again, notice the difference on this side from coming from the floor and from standing. Breathe in, breathe out. Right arm comes overhead, palm down. And then release your hands to the floor, bend your front knee. Take it through your vinyasa or not. Upward and downward facing dogs. Beautiful. Good, hips up. Inhale and exhale. Bring your feet together. Inhale, float your right leg up. Open the hip, bend the knee. Take the knee just from the outside of the tricep right through the center. Step it through. Left arm down, right arm up, open twist. Exhale, right hand down, straighten the legs. Turn the left toes on their side, right hand on a block. Float yourself into your triangle pose. Beautiful for trimming our waistlines. Inhale, rise up, turn both feet towards the long side of the mat. Turn the left toes to the back of the room. Hinge out, left hand on the block, right hand in the air. Breathe in. Good. Release your right hand to your right hip. Take the block with you or not. Bend your left knee and float your right foot off the floor into a similar pose, but on one leg. Half moon pose. Stack your shoulders. Reach your right arm up and breathe. Good. Any variations of half moon are welcome. Or stay in the basic pose because it's not so basic. I say basic meaning, just really what the textbook tells us to do. One more breath. Put your right hand back onto your right hip. Soften your left knee. If you took a block, bring it back with you. Come back into the triangle on your back leg. Right arm comes up. Look down at your left toes. Inhale, rise up. Turn towards the long edge of your mat. You have your block in your hand. You can place it down on the floor in between your two legs if you'd like, on any height, just to get rid of it really. Bring the arms up overhead. Palms together, bend the elbows, just like we did in the beginning. Inhale, soften your knees. Exhale, fold forward, and let your elbows point down towards the floor, hips up in the air. Now, I happen to have my block here and my head is resting on it, but you don't need to do that. But if you are touching the floor really easily, shorten your stance a bit. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Inhale, soften your knees. Look forward. Put your hands on the block. Come halfway up. You could even put the block on your back. Let's just do that just for fun. And reach your arms out to the side. So if you notice, I'm shifting my weight forward. My knees are slightly bent. They may be more bent for others. Keep the length from tailbone to head to tailbone. Exhale, take your arms, grab the block into your right hand, and float yourself up to standing. Turn your right toes to the front, hinge forward, back to the triangle pose, right hand down, left arm up. Rotate out of your torso. Hug your right tailbone under, or your right hip underneath you. This cracks me up, this Ed Sheeran. All right, left hand on your hip, bend your right knee, and then either take the block with you, or just let your hand come to the side or in front of your right foot. Spin your torso to the left. Left arm can come up, and any variations are welcome. Same pose as triangle, so still think about keeping your back against an imaginary, or maybe not so imaginary wall. One more breath here. Left hand comes back to your hip, bend the right knee, and gracefully step back into triangle pose. One more time. One more time, how appropriate. Left arm overhead. Exhale, hands to the floor, bend your front knee, step through vinyasa or skip it. Upward dog, downward dog. Feet together, back of the mat. Inhale, lift your left leg high, open the hip. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, bring it through to the center. Step it in between your two hands. Right hand stays, left arm opens up, twist. Good. Exhale, left hand down, straighten your left leg, turn your right foot on its side. Bring your block on the highest height outside your left shin, and then open up your arms, triangle pose. Really think about hugging your waistline in, hugging your inner thighs together, opening your outer thighs away. Inhale, take your block with you, bring yourselves up, turn to the right side one time, open your arms out to a T, turn your right toes to the right, bump your hips, and find your triangle on this side. Left arm up, right arm down. Good, now, keep your left hand on your left hip, take your block with you or not, begin to bend your right knee, and begin to float your right foot off the floor, facing the left side of your mat, half moon. Any variations that you might take here are always welcome. Breathe in, breathe out. Lengthen out of your left leg like you're being pulled from your hip. Like Lori was giving you a nice, long release. Right? One more breath. Left hand on your hip. Bend your right knee, right back into triangle pose, your version, right? You could shorten the stance here if you'd like. Inhale, rise up, come back, turn to face the long side of your mat. Place your block down. Inhale, hands to your hips, soften your knees. Exhale, fold forward. Release your hands, head down towards the floor. And then take your arms and bend the elbows so that the hands are at the nape of your neck. Shift your weight forward into the balls of the feet so you'll get a long hamstring stretch here and a long tricep stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep shifting the weight forward. One more breath. Good. Release your hands to the blocks. Lengthen your spine. Take the block onto your back. The long way is fine. So from head to tailbone, arms out to the side, and just balancing the block here. Just that's the way to know that you're kind of level, right? Soft knees, broaden the collarbones. Inhale, take the block into your left hand and rise up to standing. Turn your left toes to the left. Did I say the right hand? It's left hand if I said that wrong. Bump your hips out. Take your arm down on the outside of your left shin. Reach your right arm up. Just think about all the movements that we're doing here and engaging those muscles. Right hand moves to the hip. Look down towards your left foot. With or without your block, begin to float your right leg off the floor as the left hand comes underneath the left shoulder, or if you want more challenge, in front of your left foot. And then when you're in it, just find some peace. Breathe. Spin your heart open, stack your hips, stack your shoulders. Lengthen out of your right leg. Again, Lori's giving you a nice long adjustment here. One more breath. Good. Right hand to the hip. Left knee bends, step back. Triangle pose, right arm up. Right arm overhead. palm down. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back through vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward and downward facing doggies. Take a few breaths. We'll take child's pose. Go where you need to go. Bring your feet closer together. Inhale, lift your right leg high. You can keep it straight. Exhale, send your right foot up to the front of your mat. Inhale, step your left foot about 1 or 2 inches closer, maybe feet. And then once again, go to the levelness of the hips. Let's take the block, if you have 1 or 2 blocks, out in front of you so your arms are straight. Pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. So you have a level hip. Okay. Long spine. So your head doesn't need to touch your knee, and it probably won't if you're going to keep the spine this long. Now, just because it might feel different and funny, but we're going to keep the arms outstretched. Keep your left hand on the block. Right hand moves to your torso. Lift your belly up. Lengthen and rotate your torso. So your shoulders will not be evenly stacked, but your hips will stay square. Right arm comes up. So it's a little bit of a wider stance with your arms, I should say. Big toe down. Breathe in, breathe out. Oh, look, Michelle, I didn't even know this was on this playlist. If you can't hear it. One more breath. Exhale, right hand down. Inhale, lengthen. Step onto your right foot and lift your left leg up, toes and hips squared. Breathe in, lengthen your spine. Take your block underneath your left hand in front of you. Right arm right by your side. Keep the palm facing in like we did in our lizard, our locust earlier. So right leg back, left leg back, right arm back. Bend your left knee and grab a hold of it with your right hand if you can. If you can't, don't worry. And then we rotate to the right side. So, you know, this is my boyfriend's song, but your boyfriend's singing it. Okay, puppet. All right, if you're holding on, let go. Arm by your side. Hands to the floor blocks. Feet together on the floor. Forward fold, separate your feet. Take your big toe grip, lengthen your spine. Exhale, elbows out to the side, head to the shins. Good, inhale up, lift. Hands to your hips, rise up to standing. Hands on your back, fingers in either direction. Squeeze your elbows in, lift your chest. And then stand up nice and tall, release your arms by your side. This time, just step your right foot back about 2 to 3 feet. Blocks are still out in front of you. Turn your torso, hips forward. Fold from here. So yeah, we came into it from a different position. Reach your hands out on the blocks. If you only have one, just bring it in front of you. Left big toe presses down, so does the right. Level out your hips, so keep your spine long. Good. Lengthen, one more breath. Good. Keep your legs nice and strong. Keep your feet nice and strong on the earth. Take your left hand to your hip. Lengthen out of your torso as you begin to twist to the left side. So, you know, we've done a lunging twist a lot this morning. Left arm comes up. We've also done triangles a lot, so hug your hips in. A lot of the same actions. This one's more revolved. One more breath. Look down at your right hand. Move the block into the right hand in front on its highest height. Take your left hand by your left hip. Right leg floats up. Rotate your torso to the left. Hug your hips in. Really lengthen your leg. And if you'd like, you can bend the right knee and grab a hold of it with your left hand. But keep hugging your left hip to the center. Yeah, and if you don't grab the foot, who cares? I see you smiling, Lauren. Okay. One more breath. Release the arm by the hip, release the foot, and then step your feet together, forward fold on the floor. Release your hands, let it go like a rag doll. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, lift your feet, and slide your hands underneath so your big toe wraps around your wrist. Look forward, inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs, hang your head down. Shake out your head, yes or no. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Release your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach up, come all the way up. You should be at the top of your mat. If you're not, come on up. Release your arms and just breathe. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step, chaturanga or skip. Downward dog. Inhale, float your right leg up, open the hip. Bend the knee to the right tricep, bring the knee to the center, bring the knee to the right wrist, and send yourself down. Keep yourself upright for a moment, but allow your hips to be squared, and actually bring your heel closer to your groin. Good, and then just lift your torso up. Good. And then begin to crawl down. Just, even if you can bring your leg perpendicular to the floor or parallel to the front edge, keep it in today. Then lower your left hip towards the floor. And if that doesn't feel, better or different to you, then go to the traditional way. Just sometimes it's nice to play around with things that we don't do on a regular basis. We go habitually to the same side, the same, intensity. Sometimes just shaking it up a little bit makes it feel a little different. And if it's not better, then get rid of it. It's just trial and error. One more breath in your full fold. Good. Inhale, walk your hands back. Drop your right hip on the floor. Turn to the left side of your mat. Turn your left toes up. Bring your left arm on the inside of your left leg and stretch over to the right, to the left. Use the arm like triangle against your leg and to open up your torso like triangle. Inhale, rise up. Take your hands together in front of you, bend the arms, elbows point up or forward, rotate your torso to the left side. Hinge forward. So we're trying to turn our torso towards our left leg. And then when you get there, then release the hands on either side of the left leg. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift. Walk around to the front. Take your back foot behind you. Take your right shin off the floor. Lift the right leg in the air. Shake it out. Roll it out. And then release the foot to the floor. Inhale, left leg up. Open the hip, bend the knee. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Left knee center, left knee, left wrist. And then keep the heel close to the groin as you lift the right toes up, shimmy back. Stay upright for a few breaths, or as long as you like. And then begin to fold down. So you want to square your right hip down. Couple of rounds of breath here. Always a water opportunity. Put one more breath down here. Take your hands down, lift your chest up. Lower your hip to the floor and turn to the right side of your mat. Turn your right toes up. Bring the right hand on the inside, left arm up and over. And just use the arm against the leg to rotate the torso open. Inhale, return to sitting. Exhale, take your arms out in front of you. Bring the arms up, elbows bend, turn your torso to the right. Hinge forward, go where you can go, and then release your hands on either side of the right leg. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, lift your torso, stand up on your seat. Take your left leg out into a straddle, Upavista Konasana, wide-legged, fold. One hand in front, one hand behind. And then sit up as tall as you can. Bring your arms in front of you, both arms back behind your head. This time, interlace your fingers and open your elbows out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, lean over to the right side behind your right knee. Keep your left hip grounded. Inhale back to center. Exhale up and over to the left side. Inhale to the center. Exhale up and over to the right side. So little tick-tocks behind your knee. Inhale, exhale to the left. Keep pressing your right hip down on this one. Inhale back to center. And then again, bring your elbows forward. Stretch the arms up and out in front of you, and then begin to fold down the center. Walk your hands forward. Lengthen your spine. So like we did on the blocks in our pyramid pose a while ago, keep your spine long rather than coming down all the way like that. So don't worry about how deep you go. Inhale, lengthen your spine, walk back, lift yourself up, and then take both feet to the front of your mat. So just swing around towards your left side. It should be the left side, but if not, just swing front. Lift the flesh up. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, reach your arms forward, but don't touch. And then pull your belly to your spine like a cat. Pull the belly in, and you're starting to roll now down through your lower back, middle back, all the way down to the floor. When you get there, hug your knees up to your chest. Cross the right leg over the left leg, grab the ankles, shins, toes, tailbone on the floor. Inhale, open your arms to a T, shift your hips right, and knees fall to the left. If the bind is too much for your back or your hips, uncross. Send the legs further away from you if you need it. Separate with a block. Or if you want more, bring your knees closer to your shoulder, double bind your legs. Undo the cross of your legs if they're there. Come back to the center. Hug your knees to your chest. Lift your head and shoulders up. Exhale, lower your head and shoulders down. Left leg over right. Grab ankles, shins, or toes. Inhale, open your arms to a T, shift your hips left, and let your knees fall over to the right side. No force, just easy breath. And modify or amplify anything you need to do. That goes for every single pose that we do, including child's. Uncross the legs, come back to center, hug your knees to your chest, lift your head and shoulders. Exhale, extend your legs in the air, let your head come down. Bring your arms down by your side. Some of you might like to have your hands underneath you. Flex and point, roll the ankles. And then just start to lower the legs. As you lower the legs, think about lengthening them out of your hips at the same time. Belly in, ribs to hips. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. As you keep lengthening, Lower your legs to the floor. Come rest onto your forearms, lightly to the top of your head. No weight in your head. Push firmly into your forearms. Any variations of this pose are welcome, including supported with a block underneath your shoulders and your head. Any height. One more breath. Release your legs, release your chin to your chest. Come down, hug your knees back to your chest. Inhale. And exhale, bring your right knee to your chest. And take just the right leg across the body. Extend the leg out to the side if you have the space. Pull your hips to the right as the leg goes to the left. Bend your right knee to your chest. Come back to center. Exhale, just switch legs. Left leg into the chest, right leg long. Inhale, take a twist across your body. And then extend your leg if you have the space. Draw your left hip towards the left wall, left foot towards the right wall. So just create length on the outside of your hip and your waistline. Which got a really good workout, by the way, with all those triangles. Rebend your left knee to your chest, come back on your back, both legs in the air. Happy baby, holding on to the outside of your feet, or the inside with the big toe, or anywhere you'd like. You can rock side to side or hold stillness. Breathe in, breathe out. And then draw the legs in together. Extend your legs out in front of you. Release your arms down by your side. Start to surrender your body into the earth. Let go of anything that does not need to be with you at this very moment. Scan your body from head to toe, toe to head, side to side, inside and out. Let your body completely surrender, give it permission to let go. Take this time to, restore, renew, recharge, rebuild. We are in this holiday weekend. For those of you at home, stay fit, stay healthy.